Is overrated, underrated. This is a classic here. All right, overrated. All right, brother, I got one for you. Overrated. Trying to have a logical argument with a woman you're dating. Now, just wait.
Do I need to be here for this?
Yeah, because you need to balance it out so this doesn't come off as totally misogynistic. All right? What? You don't have to be here?
No, go ahead.
All right, just come on, Nia. Be fun. Have fun. All right, overrated. Trying to have a logical argument with a woman you're dating. It never ceases to amaze me. Every time I overhear some retard complaining about some chick that won't listen to him and argues with them all the time. Any veteran dude who's been with a chick over 48 hours knows that they don't stay on topic and they don't think logically. They aren't trying to fix shit. It's an emotional thing with them. So why anyone thinks they can talk to a chick in that mindset is beyond me. The way I see it, most guys go one of two routes when presented with an angry bitch. This guy seems enlightened, right?
Yeah, exactly. Why should I listen to anything this fucking asshole has to say?
Don't let him make you mad. He's throwing you off your game. Anyways, either they choose the path of least resistance, saying yeah over and over again and nodding and gazing into oblivion. A lot of guys do that. Those are the henpeck guys. All right, yeah, okay, fine, yeah. Because they know whatever they say won't make a difference. Or they pander to their petty, weak emotions and sensitivities by talking slowly at a dull whisper, trying to calm and appease them. Both methods have their benefits. However, I'd like to offer a third avenue, if I may. I've been faithfully married 7 years now, and it works so far. Not that I'm an expert, but here you go. Here's his third one, all right? First, like any competitive dude, you beat them at their own game. When they come at you saying something like, why is this sock on the ground and I told you to put it blah, 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 in that bitchy, whiny, I want to fight voice, wagging their finger and cocking their head sideways. Are you this guy on a reality show, or is this how his wife reacts? Anyways, you just reply in your loudest tone, whatever the fuck the last thing that pissed you off was. And as you say it, you keep eye contact and walk straight up to him. So basically, if you said, why are these socks on the ground, I'm supposed to, in my loudest voice, go and not break eye contact, walk right up to you and be like, why didn't you do the dishes last night?
And what is that supposed to do?
Oh, wait, he's not done yet. This is the beginning. This is the first quarter, okay? Let the game plan unfold here. All right, where the hell am I? I lost my place. Usually this will startle them.
Oh, God.
As they come back. No, come on, Nia. You got to listen to this. As they come back.
This is like they tell you what to do when approaching a bear or something like that. Okay? Make a lot of noise.
Just let me finish.
Douchebag.
Let me finish, Nia.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. As they come back with what does that have to do with whatever we're arguing about? You just pull down your pants and start jacking your dick while they stand there with that dumb, confused look on their face. Nia, come on, you got to be back here for the reactions. All right? So.
Obviously a joke.
And while they try it,
He's obviously joking.
Maybe this is forward thinking. Let me finish here. This is a new strategy. And while they try to regain whatever thought they had in that scatterbrained skull, you just keep going to town, not saying a word. If they talk to you till completion, you just say thank you. That's about what that argument was worth, and you walk away. As you leave, pick up the sock or whatever and toss it in the hamper. There you go. That's his thing.
Well, at least he still puts it away.
Yeah. Yeah, so everybody's happy.
No, he's joking. This is obviously somebody who's pandering to your over-the-top, completely ridiculous, misogynistic statements you say on a weekly basis on this fucking podcast.
No,
and he's trying to impress you by coming up with, I've seen this time and time
Why don't you do the dishes? Wait a minute. Wait a second. Shut up.
No, this is just some copycat fan. I'm supposed to take this seriously, like this is a real thing. I'm not giving this another fucking thought. Next.
Anyways, so he said, Bill, your way with dealing with women is pretty good, but it's passive-aggressive. I don't even know what he's talking about. And I know how you feel about that shit, about being passive-aggressive. Even if you're doing it to maintain the high road for your future breakup, Why does it matter what does it matter if the relationship is over? I don't know what he thinks my strategy is. Anyways, he said, you might as well say fuck it and go out in a blaze of glory. Granted, I know about losing your cool and shit like that, but in the end, it just builds up and leads to a bigger blow up. You end up staring at the ceiling or yelling as you drive in the car, thinking, damn, I should have come back with this or that. No, fuck that. No matter how witty or snappy your comeback is, it wouldn't have made any difference because that bitch isn't going to listen. The only thing, you wouldn't know that this guy's happily married. The only thing...
Yeah, you don't sound happily married.
You're letting this guy get to you. He's totally winning right now. You're getting mad. He said to pull out his dick and jack it till completion.
That's what I'm saying. This is bullshit. This
Obviously.
Isn't real. So why am I listening to this?
He's just trying to be funny.
Yeah, that's what...
And you know what
that's
you're doing?
What I said.
You're being a fun sponge. You're just sucking all the fucking... That totally isn't real. You're taking it seriously. So this guy actually asked me what my strategy is with women. Well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm doing a giant chunk of material on this. I disagree with you. Women stay on topic if they're right. All right? If they're wrong, that's when they do all the diversionary tactics, and they try to make it about something else. And if you're not going for it, if you don't fall for their diversionary tactics, then their last-ditch effort is to try to make you mad. My strategy, is you don't lose your cool. You stay on target, right? Like that dude in Star Wars. You stay on target, and when they're saying over-the-top mean shit, you don't respond to it because that's just them. You ever see a goat get choked to death by a python? Anybody else watch those fucked up YouTube videos? You know, they're stunned at first, they fight, and then there's that middle part like, dude, what the fuck? What is this? And then the very end, when they only have a little bit of air left, they fucking kicking their legs like a maniac before they die. That's the female version. That's the goat version getting killed by a python, Jesus Christ, of women when they start saying that mean shit. That's that last little kick of the legs before it's over. So I don't respond to that shit anymore. Actually, I do a little bit, but I've got myself to the point where I know that it's happening. And then that's what I did yesterday. She started doing that shit, and I just took my plate of food, and I walked in the other room. And I'm telling you. But the big thing is if you're wrong, you have to admit it, because that gives you credibility in the future. So there you go, sir. And that was an absolutely fucking hilarious email, and it made it even funnier with Nia sitting here taking it seriously. That's ridiculous. He wouldn't do that. I'm calling bullshit. He didn't jerk off till he came. Like his wife. I got to tell you though, that would be fucking hilarious to do that. I mean, I could stand there and rub my dick, but it would just be so funny to me. I don't think I could get a hard on. I got to be honest with you. Oh, that's disgusting. All right, back to school. Hello, Mr. Burr. I'm about to start my sophomore year of high school soon, and I want to know if you can give me some advice. Yeah, don't do what I did. He said, my grades were pretty good last year, so that really isn't a problem. Dude, that's fucking huge. Keep your grades up. Keep your options wide open. Unlike mine, that fucking closed immediately. For this upcoming year, the grades aren't a problem for this upcoming year, but the girls of my school are. I have no problem making friends in both genders, but I can't really seal the deal with the ladies. I know I am young and probably shouldn't not be worrying about sex yet, but as a horny teenager, oh, Jesus Christ. Please tell me this is a guy. He said, I feel the need. Oh, he said with women. But, you never know. He said, I feel the need to at least try and get laid. I can't seem to be taken seriously by girls in my school. They seem to think I'm just a comedian and not a possible sexual partner. Any advice on how to get with these girls? Any advice is appreciated. I know you get a lot of advice questions, so thank you very much for reading this. God damn it, he went respectful. I love your stand-up podcast and your film, blah, blah, blah. Heat, Breaking Bad. Thank you. I appreciate all that. I didn't get laid in high school, so you're barking up the wrong fucking tree. I was you. I was making my friends laugh, but I didn't have women friends either. So you're further along than I am. So I actually am going to ask you, how did you do that? I wasn't even like, oh, dude, it was a fucking barren wasteland.
my childhood was overloaded testosterone, so overloaded that like I don't even like, I am just getting like my views and understanding on women at 46. Like I should have been plowing through this at like 19. Just as far as understanding where they're coming from. So what advice can I give you? Stop being friends with women. See, bad advice. Like I wouldn't do that. There's that whole fucking bit Chris Rock did where if you stay friends with them too long, they view you that way, and then looking at you as a sexual partner becomes gross. So this is the deal. I'm not going to go negative. Stay friends with the women you're friends with. All right? But don't become friends with any other ones. Hit on all the other ones. All right? If you're in a really small fucking pond, go to a fucking party the next town over and be the mysterious guy from the other town. Although if there's football players there, they might just beat the shit out of you. At least that's what would happen when I was a kid. So watch out for that shit. I don't know. I would say the upside is that college is only 2 years away. College is only 2 years away, and this is the deal. You're going to be thinking back all the fucking women that you could have fucking been having fun with. So you got to put it out there, man. I think that's what you're doing. I think you're being like you don't know how to fucking get into that traffic pattern. You're just sort of circling the fucking. You're in a holding pattern here, man. You got to try to come in for a landing. And I would say any girl that you are friends with, it's fucking over. Don't even try to hook up with them. Don't weird them out. All right? I would actually, you know what I would do? A couple of them, I would talk to them. And you know what? If you're friends with them, they'll try and hook you up with some other girl who they'll see as like, well, she wants to meet a boy. There you go. That might be the way to get in there. Hey, Nia. Can you help this kid get laid? This is beyond. What? This is beyond my realm.
What are you talking about?
It's a kid in high school. Some kid in high school. He has no problem making friends. He's doing well in school. He has a lot of female friends, but he can't seem to get past that. So he's asking me, how does he get laid as a sophomore in high school? I was like, I didn't get.
Sophomore in high school?
Well, whatever. Hook up. Get him in the game. He wants some at-bats. All right?
Oh, it's so young and cute.
He doesn't want to be cute. This guy wants to be a badass, man. He's got Marlboro Man here. You got to build this dude up. So he's friends with a lot of women. So me like a moron. You know what I said? I said, first thing you got to do, don't be friends with any more women. And I immediately heard your voice in my head going, you're such a fucking moron. So I was like, all right, scratch that. So I came up with, don't try to hook up with any of the girls you're friends with, because they've already stopped looking at you like you're a sexual being. It's going to seem gross.
You're already in the friend zone.
Yeah, the Chris Rock, classic Chris Rock, the friend zone. Mm-hmm. So I said, a couple of them that you feel like you can trust, just kind of put it out there, like, hey, girls, just you back away, like, girls, they don't want to hook up with me. They just look at me like I'm just funny. And then they'll be like, what are you talking about? You have a lot to offer. And then I think that they'll maybe hook him up with some other girl that they know that is probably maybe saying the same shit.
Yeah, but he probably knows all those girls, though. I feel like he's got to move outside his circle of the girls that he's friends with. I mean, if he wants to sort of be like, do you guys think I don't know, do some sort of like, I don't know what. Am I cool? Am I like, do you think girls want to like date me? Because I just feel like,
You can't say, am I cool? Once you say, am I cool, you're not cool.
Like,
you can't say, am I cool? Once you say, am I cool, you're not cool anymore. Well, I suggested that he go to another town, but I'm worried he's going to run into
town.
Yeah, be the mysterious guy. Where are you from? The next town over. You should see our 7-Eleven, baby.
If there's a girl that he likes, he should just go up and just start talking to her, but just make it clear, not by being like, I want to date you or I want to fuck you because I'm looking to get lit. Not like that, but just like.
Oh, that's bad?
Yeah. Just start like, just being funny and all that kind of stuff and just being cool with her. But definitely like, you got to put up the flirtatious vibe. That's what it is. It's all about properly flirting. You know what I mean?
and not like lingering too long with it, and not like, oh, can I, just showing up at her locker, in between classes, already there, like, hey, so going to algebra, huh? Like, not like that.
Yeah, lingering's bad. I learned that the hard way.
Were you a lingerer?
And I was quiet, so I look like a psycho.
Creepy, yeah, definitely. I could see that. I could definitely see that being your thing.
Oh, when I was younger? What do you mean my thing? Like I'm a fucking creep? I didn't know what to do. I was old Billy Freckles. I was a man without a country.
You just gotta just flirt with them. Just be cute with them. Give them a compliment. Don't go too overboard with it. Even if it's just something like,
All right, I'm going to give you 2 compliments.
Hey, Sally, like, nice dress. Keep moving. Keep it.
Hey, Sally, nice dress. He's got to give him something better than that.
I'm not really good at this.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's like a natural thing that you have. It's all about, you know what it is, I think? I think once you're secure with yourself and you're not feeling those feelings of inadequacy, that's when that kind of natural swag can happen. You can't manufacture it. So that's why me trying to give him like lines to throw out sounds ridiculous because they're completely manufactured.
Yeah, and also you're a woman, so you don't have to, like, hit on people. You just show up and look cute.
Yeah.
That's why...
Yeah, we've been through this before. I'm not getting into it again.
That's why at your cute age, your opening line is, hey, Sally, nice dress.
I know. That really was a terrible... But just give out a compliment and keep it moving. That's all I'm saying.
Can you come up with a middle ground between, hey, Sally, nice dress, and hey, Sally, nice fucking rack? What'd I say?
I don't think that I can. Just make it something like, just offhanded. Oh, that's cool, or what's that, or da-da-da, or just ask about something about her. What's that book you're reading? I'm trying to put it in context of like a school type of situation, so it's not completely out of left field. You
know what you're good at? Starting the getting in.
Right.
Hey, what's that book you're reading? And then she's got to be like, fucking Harry Potter? And then you're like, yeah.
Saw that movie. That's pretty cool. Oh God, I'm the worst.
And then your face turns all red. Well, the thing about it is too is we're talking about teenagers here, so I don't know that this is fucking creepy.
It's we're a long ways away from being like in high school, so I can't even like go back there mentally to figure out how a boy that age would talk to a girl. I have no idea because I
can't remember anything previous to insult her a little bit. Like that's how I always hit on.
Negging.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the old tearing them down, building them back.
No, not tearing them down, but just giving them shit in a funny way.
Yeah. Well, that's all. Yeah, that can be cute for sure. Tease like a playful teasing.
Yeah.
But it's like you got to know the person well enough to do that. You know what I mean? It's like if it's some girl that he hasn't talked to in like 3 years, and all of a sudden he's like, yeah, fucking blah blah blah, and like she's gonna be like, what? Who's that?
Yeah, no.
Who was that? That's the worst.
I've learned all these lessons.
Who was that?
Did I ever tell you?
I feel like it's less about. Here's my final thought on it. I think it's less about. Oh, shut up. I think it's less about how do I get the girls to like me.
You told me to shut up?
Yeah, I did.
Why'd you tell me to shut up?
Because your face was saying things.
No,
I didn't like what your face was saying to me, so I told it to shut up.
I'm gonna tell you what I was imitating a woman's face when I said something to her one time. That was the face she made at me.
What do you mean? What did you say?
I was in between relationships.
You remember. Just spit it out.
No, because it's embarrassing. I was in between relationships, and all these comics were just like, dude, just fucking say it, and blah, 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 and just stay single, and just bang a bunch of broads, and blah, 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 blah. So I tried to be that guy. And it was sort of working for me, and then one night, it just completely backfired. I was at Dangerfield, and this woman came up to me and told me how much she liked my, blah, 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 started the small talk and everything, and then I tried to be, leather jacket guy. I said, hey, you want to just cut through the bullshit? I mean, I live right up the street if you want to come. Yeah, and she just went like, what? No, and she slowly backed away, and I was like, it took me
You blew it, BB. You blew it.
There was nothing to blow. It was just fucking, it wasn't even there. There was no situation. I misread the whole thing.
I feel like this kid has just got to just get his confidence and his own personal swag going. That's all it is. It's like I feel like it's not about the other people so much as about how you feel about yourself, But I feel like that's also like a concept that's kind of hard for people that.
You know what, dude? You're gonna figure it out. Just keep fucking trying.
Say hi. just say hi. Hey, how's it going? And keep moving. That's what I feel like. You know how you're talking about the mystery?
That's way better than, hey, hi, Sally, nice dress.
I know. That was the fucking worst advice ever.
You know, judging by your skills and some of the shit that I said back in the day, I don't know how we ever fucking met.
How did we make it? Because I think we're both, it just
nerds.
All right, overrated relationships. Do I really want to read this one with you here? Can you come near the microphone and be a friggin' professional in this unprofessional show?
I know, you're just sitting
Why
there with no
are you
furniture.
wearing moccasins?
They're my slippers.
They're moccasins.
Yeah, moccasin slippers.
Hiya, hiya, hiya. You got a little Indian blood in you, don't you?
I don't.
Yes, you
really.
do.
I have like one.
Let me.
16.
What do you got? Black feet in you? You get it? Nothing? I get nothing on that?
That was stupid.
You know what?
What?
Go fuck yourself. Here we go. Relationships. So, sure, they can be good, but are they ever great? Every married guy I know reminisces about his days as a single man. Married guys warn single guys not to get into relationships. They warn guys with girlfriends to never, under any circumstances, get married. This is all true. When you're single, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever you want without first... Let me get this closer. Without first filtering your decisions through the desires of a chick who probably doesn't even know what she wants most of the time and is motivated by the worldview of Sex in the City.
Wow, this person sounds like a real prize.
Yeah, but this is true, though. This isn't all women. A lot of women are fucking idiots, just like guys. Wouldn't you say most guys are fucking idiots?
I would, actually.
And aren't most people fucking idiots? Listen, we're all rapeable. But when we're talking...
All I know is that no one is unrapeable. All right, let's continue.
Okay. And I am as exotic as a grilled cheese sandwich. I think that might be an instant classic. There wasn't even tomato in that sandwich, was there? Even when the chicks get what they think they want, they're usually still miserable. That's how stupid most of them are. All right, now he's in my school. He's in my quad. I like this guy. You're never going to make them happy, so why even try? Not being constrained by a relationship is one of the greatest things of all time. It's a man's world. Women need men more than men need women. Most men can thrive alone. Most women can't. He's young. You can tell he's young. He hasn't, like, women are still looking at him.
He's a fucking idiot is what he is.
No, he isn't. He's learning. I was this guy. Then you realize at some point you're old and women don't care anymore, so you got to grab one and just hang on to them and drag them down with you. Most women can't. Ask any honest bisexual girl, and she'll tell you that she wants to end up with a man. Jesus, this guy just keeps... Every time I think he's gone as far as he's going to go, he keeps going. I love him. Enjoy being single. Unless you're a total fucking failure of a man, you'll almost always be able to get a girlfriend if you really want one. Realize, if you're past a certain age, dude, there's a certain amount of money you have to be making for that to continue to happen. And there's a fucking sadness to that life that I can't even begin to describe. Realize what a blessing your freedom is and never allow desperation to put you in chains. He's making some good points here. He definitely has some issues with women.
Some issues with women?
There's a lot of truth in that, Nia.
Enjoy dying alone, asshole.
Hey.
Well,
listen. Basically, what you just said was that you're a dumb girl.
Why?
Because that's what he was attacking.
What do you mean?
So is your world? Oh, we were almost out without an argument.
Why am I dumb?
Because he's attacking women whose worldview comes from Sex in the City.
Okay.
So somehow you got offended by that.
First of all, he's not just attacking women whose worldview is Sex in the City.
I think he is.
He's attacking all women. Read what he said.
Oh, I know. He was just
he didn't say some women.
He was just being silly. He was just being silly.
No.
You're right.
So
you're right.
Fuck that shit. Fuck it.
Look,
Fuck you.
No, his mother never hugged him. He's got issues.
That's not our fault.
What do you mean? Don't drag me into this. I relate to this guy.
I'm saying "our" as women. I'm speaking as women.
Well, why don't you just speak for yourself, you fucking delusional jackass? Who elected you?
You did. I'm sitting here, aren't I?
Well, I didn't say to represent all women's.
I'm not representing all women's, but I think I can say with
underwears
some clarity that most smart women who see this would be like, "Go fuck yourself, you douche."
All right. Well,
also, can I just make a comment about the whole married versus unmarried thing? The grass is always greener on the other side. Single people who are alone look at couples, and they get a little twinge of like, "Oh, that's nice. I wish I had somebody to come home to at night that has my back no matter what." That's what you're missing, you short-sighted moron, is that you've got somebody who's there with you, who's going to take care of you, who's going to love you and protect you and have your back. It's not just about like being with someone just to be with someone.
We got it. Listen. How do you
why can't I respond to this person in the way that I want to?
Because you're being mean. This podcast.
I'm being mean.
This podcast.
This email is ridiculous.
This guy's crying out for help.
Whatever. Fine. Go on.
This podcast is not about being mean and taking shots at people who can't defend themselves.
I thought that's exactly what it was.
Took you long enough to figure that out. All right. No, but there's a great truth in what he's saying here is that a lot of people just jump in a relationship, and it's like relationships are fucking difficult.
Yes.
Okay? So you better pick the right person or you're going to be fucking miserable. So you are better off to be single and lonely rather than just being in some shit so you got somebody to fucking make brownies with. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, that's true, but he didn't say that. He ended up saying that most chicks are going to be miserable anyway, and they all have this stupid worldview. So
that's true. Most women are going to be miserable, and they're never going to be fucking happy.
And
okay?
What are you basing this on?
You know something? You guys always say a good man is hard to find. That works both fucking ways.
I understand.
Well, then this is what. Well, this motherfucker hasn't found the one yet. So he's dating a bunch of...
lashing out at everybody because he can't seem to figure out how to make a relationship work, and he can't find the value in the relationship, so automatically it's not valuable.
First of all, the only person lashing out is you right now.
Well, I'm annoyed at
completely
this.
Lost your temper. There's a guy here, he writes in, he's looking for a little bit of goddamn guidance.
No,
he wants some advice.
For your approval. That's what
he got it. He's fucking hilarious. All right, 27-year-old virgin. Jesus Christ. Hey, Billy, I'd love to hear your humorous take on my pathetic situation. First of all, dude, let's work on your self-esteem. All right? You're already shitting all over yourself. All right, hey, watch this guy. Watch him shit all over himself. I'm a 27-year-old virgin. Oh, Jesus. That's what he wrote. Now, your first question is going to be, how the fuck did that happen? Well, to protect myself, I'd actually prefer to keep my background as quiet as possible. Hey, I'm not trying to get you to rat yourself out. Here's what I can say. I come from a rich town inhabited by obnoxious cunts. I was always the weird kid and very socially awkward. People hated me no matter how nice I was. Jesus Christ, dude. Are you like a superhero? That's like the exact same background of like every fucking superhero movie, isn't it? It's probably because nerds write those movies. Because they don't know how to fight, and all of a sudden they're like, what if I knew how to fight? What if I could fly? What if there was a guy who could save me? And then they draw it. And then nerds line up around the block to go see it. Dude, you see the new Spider-Man? Yes, it's exactly like the other ones. I was always the weird kid and very socially awkward. People hated me no matter how nice I was, and eventually I came to hate myself and still do. I called it. Dude, I fucking called it. He's shitting all over himself. Eventually, it was discovered that I most likely have a mild case of Asperger's syndrome, which is a mild form of autism, which is way out of my league. Are you guys trying to make me look dumb? I thought I did that. I achieved that by how awful I read out loud. Here we go. That causes social ineptitude and quirky personality traits. Well, I would go find a hooker with Asperger's. That's the first thing I would do. And get the fucking V off my back. Definitely wear a condom. See, that's where my advice is going to be coming from. You guys have some weird conversation in some ironic vehicle. At least discovering this made me more of self-aware, and I've been able to clean up my act over the last few years. But I still have a lot of social anxiety and shyness and very few friends. On the flip side, I'm actually pretty decent looking. Have a decent job in a laboratory. He's a fucking... This guy, he's going to get bit by something radioactive, and he's going to become a superhero. And I'm a certified commercial pilot and do volunteer work. Dude, like, you know something? If I was in the FBI, like, so many fucking red flags just went up there. Okay, that's the setup now. Now for the question. First, what the fuck would you do if you were in my situation? I told you I'd get a hooker with Asperger's syndrome, and you guys could just bond over that. I don't know. Let me read all your questions. I'm obviously kidding about trying to find a hooker with Asperger's syndrome. All right, you couldn't find one. That would be like a needle in a haystack. What you'd have to do is go to an escort service and request that personally. I would think. I'm looking for 36, 24, 36 with Asperger. Hair color does not matter. Yes, I can hold. Next, if eventually I ever do make it anywhere with a chick, should I tell her up front about my status? I had this conversation a few weeks ago with a friend who has a lot of romantic experience, and she said it would be extremely obvious that I'm new to the game and that withholding that information could itself be detrimental. But I also know that if I do tell a chick I'm 27-year-old virgin, she will demand an explanation before going any further, and it will send up red flags for the most. What do you do, Bill? Thanks for doing your awesome podcast, and go fuck yourself. All right, this is what I would do. I would just start hitting on every chick that fucking interests me, and I would be just totally honest. Tell her what your situation is, and if she doesn't accept it, then fuck her. Let her walk, and then you don't have to deal with any of the bullshit. You just fast forwarded through a 3-year fucking horrific relationship. I would just be upfront with people. I wouldn't open it with, "Hey, you have beautiful eyes, and I have Asperger." I wouldn't do that. I would work on my self-esteem. I wouldn't talk shit. You shit on yourself right out of the gate. I mean, obviously, I knew you were going to do that when you said you were a 27-year-old virgin, and you're probably going to go that route. But think good thoughts about yourself, man. I know that's kind of like simple, but you gotta amp yourself up a little bit. Go out there and you don't have to go find the chick of your dreams, but just go out. You don't got to tell some girl you got fucking Asperger's syndrome. You don't. Why don't you just do that with somebody that you're really interested in? But if you just want to go out and get laid, just go out there, start hitting on chicks, turn it into a game. So you don't have to deal with the pain of the rejection. Just be like, all right, I don't have the balls to take the next step. Whatever that step is, peeling yourself off the fucking wall, striking up a conversation, just saying hello to a pretty girl as she walks down the street. Just try to get over that fucking hurdle and give yourself permission to suck. And you gradually build it up. It's like learning how to play guitar. You're not going to pick it up and immediately be able to play all your songs. You learn a couple of fucking chords, then your fingers hurt, right? And you get frustrated, but you keep coming back and eventually you can fucking play. Pussy is no different. That's what I would do. Put the Asperger on the back burner. Who knows, dude? Maybe you're not as fucked up as you think you are. Socially. You know what I mean? Maybe you got a sense of humor under that. I think you do. You shit on yourself in a funny way. Spin it around that way. Do you have any interests? Go to a fucking, I don't know, whatever. Do you fly kites? Go to some flying the kite convention. There's got to be some woman there who also likes kites. I know that was an overly simplified thing, but that's what I would do. All right? And then when you go to hook up with somebody, they, tell them if you start, don't know what you're doing too. Watch a couple of fucking pornos. You'll get the idea. Actually, no, don't do that. Don't do that, because then you'll fucking start slapping them around. Yeah, don't do that. I don't know what to tell you, dude. Buy some books. There you go. Buy some books in that part of the bookstore that, if bookstores exist anymore. Go online. There's got to be plenty of information. I bet if you literally looked up finger banging technique, if you looked how to kiss, I bet there's just going to be reams of fucking information. I've never done that because I never had to. Oh, just kidding. Of course I had to. You think that I didn't wish that fucking information was around? Way back in the day when you had no idea, you just practiced kissing your fucking pillow and tried to overhear conversations in the fucking high school cafeteria and try to figure out what people were talking about. That's all I could do. You have the whole world at your fingertips, So when you're done in the laboratory working with radioactive shit before you get bit by something, why don't you go out and get laid before you learn how to fly? All right? All right.
What is the best comedy advice you've ever been given?
I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. Was the first great advice I got, because it made me feel like I was on the right path and I could trust whatever it was that I was thinking at that time. And Dave, that was Michael McDonald, the one from Boston, not the guy from Canada. He gave me that advice in the long gone Stitches Comedy Club. And then Dave Chappelle, I remember in like 1998, he said to me, he was sitting on the stairs waiting to go on. I was on stage at the Cellar, the stairs you come down.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and just waiting to go on, heard some of the stuff I was doing, and he told me, he basically said, the road that you're going, he goes, it's going to take you longer, but when you hit, you're going to hit hard, because, basically saying it was a solid foundation. And that, like, him just taking 3 seconds to say that to me, like, sustained me for like 4 years on the road. Those years I call, when you're good enough to be doing, but nobody knows you. I call it like the killing in obscurity years. You're just in the middle of nowhere, going up there every night, just going up. There's like third full, half full. They've given away the show and nobody gives a... And just that first 12 minutes of just trying to get them on board that you're worthy of listening to. And then getting off stage and then having those people coming up going, wow, you're one of the funniest guys they've had out here, and blah, 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 blah.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here? And rather than being like, yeah, what the f*** am I doing here, and getting depressed, you look at that as like, when those explorers would start to see tree branches in the water, you're like, okay, I'm getting to land. I just got to keep going in this direction. So stuff like that. And then, like, I remember the first time somebody came out, a college booker came out when I was still in Boston. And after everybody did their sets, and afterwards everyone was going up and schmoozing with the agent or whatever. And I said to this guy, Tony V, I said, man, I go, I'm so bad at that. I'm really bad at schmoozing or whatever. And he was just sitting there. I remember he was just sitting there relaxed. I forget, I always picture him smoking a cigar, because we always smoke cigars. He was just like, I was like, yeah, man, I'm so bad at it. And he goes, oh, yeah? He goes, well, get good at it. And then he kind of went back to whatever he was doing. And I remember it was a really profound moment where I was just like, all right, so this is a skill and I can't improve on it. And evidently it's really important, because the way he said it was really fatherly. It was no quarter. He just said it straight out. And I was like, I need to come out of my shell, because I was really like, I was completely withdrawn when I first started doing stand-up. That's half the reason I did stand-up. Stand-up was basically, I'm going to get on stage, show people that I'm funny, and I'm a good, and then everybody's going to stop with me. Like, that was the formula. Of course, that didn't happen. I went up there and immediately got heckled. And it was just, the more of the same thing. But I don't know. But it was like moments like that that I guess kind of pushed me along.
What is the worst comedy advice you've ever been given?
What sticks out in my head? This guy had a showcase to do half-hour comedies on Showtime at the Comedy Store, and I was living in New York at the time. And to do the showcase, I had to fly myself out. Right there, I should have said no. I should have had the confidence to be like, you know what, someday I'm going to be good enough where, this is going to be... I'm obviously not at a place to get a half-hour comedy if I have to fly my way out there. But instead, like, I'm like, okay, show business. And I put it didn't have, I don't have enough money to fly out there, just to do it. But I invested in myself, so I did it. And I went out there. I show up for the showcase. It's at the Comedy Store in the original room. And I am the first guy on the showcase. And people, there's 3 people in the crowd. There was 3 people in the crowd. And or maybe there was 3 and 2. All I remember, the 3 was a black guy with these 2 white women on either side of him, middle-aged, and then I think there was one other person. And they, of course, were talking. And this is, my dream has always been at this point, to do a special. So I go up there to do and, there's 3 people and they're talking. So I had to talk to them. And I made fun of the fact that I flew all the way out there for this showcase, and there's 3 people in the room, and blah, 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 blah. And then I would do a few jokes, and there was barely any laughter, and yada, yada, and so whatever. So I get off stage, and the guy who booked the thing comes up to me. And he walks up to me and he goes, 7 times. 7 times in a 10-minute set, you brought up that there was nobody there at the showcase. Okay, we know the jokes. We can hear if the material's there. You know, you stand on stage and you just keep going like, you know, there's nobody here. The crowd starts thinking, yeah, well, what am I doing here? It's like, dude, there's no crowd here. And I've never been so mad in my, well, of course I have, but I was livid at that guy. I walked away and immediately it was a waste of time. I want to be like, dude, I've paid my way out here to do your special, and your showcase, and you didn't do any work to put anybody in the crowd. And I had to showcase in front of 3 people, and just the way he was coming at me, like, because he went, no, you're still in the running. That's what pissed me off. You're still in the running. I want to be like, dude, whether you pick me or not, I'm not sitting here waiting for you to tap me with your magic wand. You can make it now. You either want me or not. But that hole in there is your responsibility. This is your showcase, okay? So this is what I wanted to say, but I was too scared to say it. This is what I said to the windshield of my rented car as I drove away. And it was like, and the advice he was giving me was, don't address the situation, which is one of the first things that you learn as a comedian. The first time you walk up on stage and there's a fist fight in the crowd or somebody just threw up and you make the decision to just go into your act. We've all done that.
Yeah.
And you're literally in a comedy vacuum. It's like they're showing a video of you in a comedy club where a crowd's actually paying attention in front of this crowd that isn't listening. And that's one of the first things that I noticed. Like, look, if the room was full and nobody was laughing, then that is on me, and I shouldn't on the crowd, and I should be a professional because maybe the next guy's going to come up and get him. Okay, but if I go up and there's 3 people and 2 people over there, and 3 of them are talking, when the wait staff outnumbers the people in the crowd, like, I mean, I have to do what I have to do, and like just the way it was, there was that thing once again, the way he came at me. Now, once again, what he said to me went into my ears and was cut with my childhood. So maybe I was wrong, but that's one. And there's a lot of times I look back on some where I go, I owe that person an apology. I was wrong. I get it now, or I've cooled off now. But that's one that to this day that I look back on. You have your classic half dozen.
Yeah.
That teacher. I had a teacher call me the dumbest kid in the room, and I still think about that to this day. And I was not wrong in that situation, but that was one that I still look back on. That was like, Jesus Christ, that was probably 10 years ago, and and I've seen that person since, and I never brought it up, and I got along with them and everything like that, and that's been like a big thing in this business where I've never done that. We're like, someday I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to walk in and be like, yeah, you fuck you, and
yeah.
I think that, but when the moment comes, it's just like, I don't give a shit.
You really need to rise above in show business.
It's not even rising above. I don't even give a shit.
But you need to get over and let it go.
Right.
In show business, it seems.
I think in life, in general, like, no, because then what
That's
they do.
That's the mistake I'm making. I'm not applying the show business principles to the life principles.
Well, the thing is if you do that, then you've allowed somebody to take the joy. It stops being like, I'm not doing stand-up anymore because this is the funnest job for the way I'm wired that I could possibly have. Is the funnest a word? Most fun job I could have. It now becomes, I'm doing this to tell this guy to go for himself. And then it's just like poison leaking into your soul every time you're going up there, and you will become the bitter guy.
That oh my God! Ooh, 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 ooh.
Well, I wish I could just have one, but it's not satisfying because you have one and then you want 100, and then you drink 100 and then you feel like shit. And like if I just drink one, like if I have one at lunch, then it's like I want to go take a nap. If
really?
I either got to keep going. If I keep going, I can go for like a good hardcore 4 or a gentleman 6, and then I'm done. But like. Do
you feel pulled to it?
No.
Is it like Gollum in the Ring?
No, I don't even know what that means. I just like precious. I just like it.
Precious.
No.
Yes.
No, I like.
It wants us to drink. It's precious. Yes.
I don't even know what that is. I don't.
You didn't see the Lord of the Rings? You didn't see the Lord of the Rings?
I went to one of those, and it was so fucking long. And every time they would fade to black, I'd be like, "Just roll the credits, just roll the credits." And then they would open up on some big field, and it's just like, Jesus, get the fucking thing back to the guy so we can get out of here. You know what? I fucking hate all of those movies. And I fucking pay people who don't have a sense of humor about the bullshit that they watched when they were kids, like adults who talk about Star Wars. Like that isn't a fucking weak movie now when you watch it. I mean, how
it's terrible.
It's horrific. I was making fun the other night. I came home. I got free Cinemax, which is the greatest fucking channel ever. They either 24 hours a day they're either showing the greatest movie ever or the worst fucking movie ever, and it's all compelling. I watched like 9 movies in a row. Like this fucking channel's unbelievable. So I ended up flipping up. Because late at night they just had some sort of, softcore porn, which is ridiculous now when you have the internet. So it just was redundant. So I got off of that. So I went on to VH1, and they were playing the show Metal Mania. And I was watching all these bands and these videos that I just thought were fucking sick, and they're into the devil. Dude, I was just, by the end of it, I was like, how was this better than disco? Like, why did disco get so much shit? Like, I'm not talking about, like, the Iron Maidens, the Metallicas, but you know what I'm talking about. That middle of the fucking ground, those people with the spiked fucking gloves and all this stupid shit and raw meat. And it was horse shit. It was fucking, I watched it. It was the dumbest shit ever. It was embarrassing that I mean, granted, I had all of that music still on my iPod. I'm not above it. But if someone were from this generation were to come back and tell me that music was awful and was stupid, I would laugh. There's no way I could defend it.
Isn't it weird how you look at, like, if you look at music or you look at movies, that's like one of the clearest examples of, like, some sort of evolution or progress is going on with humans, because like the movies of the past, like so many of them they're so clunky, and the style of communicating is so artificial. It's such a shit representation of life in comparison to a real good movie.
Until the 60s, once they figured out, like just acting on film, like those people just learning how to do it. So everything was gonna be not, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
Like that type of acting had to go away with the Brandos and the James Deans and those guys, right. And then you had to have like there's a couple like there's movies back there like Jack Lemmon, The Apartment.
Well, The Hustler
is way ahead of its time. The Hustler,
is an amazing movie.
Stanley Kubrick,
yeah,
that type of shit.
There were some people that were
still holds
it
up
right.
though.
But the bad movies from the 60s and the 70s, try to watch like Jaws 3D.
Oh yeah, no, that's just bad. That's a bad one.
There's some bad
but
movies.
they've always had. They still have movies like
sure.
that. I mean,
oh yeah,
I think a lot of
for
that,
sure to this day.
That Transformer shit, even though I didn't see it.
But if you see,
I never vibe with sci-fi people, like sci-fi listeners. I always get trashed by them because I just don't get it. Unless
you don't get sci-fi at all.
No, if it's like Aliens, like it has to be high quality. Like Aliens is like the Goodfellas of that I like on like top shelf sci-fi. I'm going to be into Blade Runner, Aliens, and that type of shit. But if I'm just going to go watch, we're in Hoth. I don't know what the fuck that's from. What is Hoth? That's a Star Wars thing? I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, like one of those fucking things with the action figures and shit. And it's just.
Did you like Transformers growing up?
I didn't like Chewbacca. I didn't get Chewbacca. It's like, dude, you're a
fucking awesome guy to have around. He's huge.
Yeah,
Can you imagine you could party with Bigfoot? I would totally party with Bigfoot.
Yeah, but he should be ripping somebody's arms off. He's shooting a gun like he's a he's a
badass.
He's limited.
He knows how to shoot guns too. He'll rip your fucking arms off, but he can also shoot you from a distance, bitch.
He's limited.
Oh, I like Chewbacca.
Star Wars.
I would totally hang out with him.
You know what I didn't like about him? He was a follower.
Well,
he started hanging out with all the humans. And next thing you know, he's sitting upright in chairs.
Right.
Sipping little juicy juices. Right.
Yeah. I wonder if he could understand us.
Like
Could they understand him? They could speak that. Could Han Solo speak?
I think it was a language, but we just didn't understand it. So
he
all
said
that
the
was
same
probably
fucking
easy
thing
shit.
every time.
Not that many Wookiees. It's like Chewbacca and like there's no other famous Wookiees.
No, he was like the dodo bird.
Isn't that weird?
We're going to be destroyed on Twitter because our Star Wars knowledge sucks, and we're going to get this shit forever.
Dude, there's a fucking million Wookiees! There is a nation of Wookiees! There is a federation of Wookiees! You know not what you're talking about!
No, but there's nothing better than just having a fucking 10% knowledge of those movies and just criticizing them because it's just driving some kid nuts.
Oh my God! Younger girlfriends. All right, Bill. It's been a busy few weeks for all the saints throwing judgment at Mr. DiCaprio. The disdain coming from the jealous female is off the charts. Yeah, I mean, I don't like... I mean, if you had the ability to date the most beautiful women in the world, you would. Like, ladies, if you had the ability to have all the most beautiful bags in the... Can we shame you? All right? You guys like bags and shoes. Don't get mad at guys because they like... What are you supposed to do? What is he supposed to do? All of those women that he's dated, I didn't hear any of them complaining. Let the guy live his goddamn life. Especially the men acting like they give a shit about those women. They don't. They're a bunch of fucking haters. All right? Anybody who can go out and consistently, decade after decade, be out there banging the most beautiful women in the fucking world who are all adults. I'm cheering that on. Whatever makes you happy. And ladies, if you want every fucking Birkin bag out there and you don't give a shit what child had to sew it together, then God damn it, I think you ought to have it. There you go. Is everybody happy? All right. It said it's a successful, let me see something. It's a successful man who by all accounts has been nothing but respectful, wants to date from a different generation, then by all means, shut the fuck up. It's hard out there for Leo. He doesn't have the privilege of meeting girls with any anonymity. He's been in several healthy relationships with several healthy young women who have all continued on with their careers, and I salute him. Yeah, like there's no... It'd be one thing if everyone was saying he was an asshole. There's none of that. So, hang on, I gotta get some water. Oh, just a good old boy. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this some more liquid death? I believe it is, in a nice cool can. Looking like a light beer from Miller. Look at Tampa Bay. Look at them, just running downhill. Don't kick a fucking field goal. Whatever you do. Yeah, I'm a big believer in minding your own fucking business. And if the people involved aren't complaining, then you shouldn't be. They always, and it's always, why do fucking women always paying attention to what the fuck somebody else is doing? That's just all jealousy. That's all that is. I swear to God, if he was banging fucking 25-year-old ugly broads, no one would give a shit. Who'd be sticking up for them? Nobody. All right, gathering wood. Am I crazy? Dear Bill, greetings from Germany. Hope my English is good. Let me start by saying I traveled to see you in London at Royal Albert Hall, and it was amazing. Well, thank you for doing that, because I needed a lot of people to show up that night, and that is just something I still can't believe I got to do. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Get me all goosebumps just thinking about that place. Okay, here we go. You may have heard about what is going on in Germany's energy crisis. Our price of energy has gone up 10 times. Our country has a very hard winter ahead. I've taken up tasks to store lots of wood in every place available on our property. My wife's family thinks I'm insane because they have faith in the same people that put us in this position. Yeah, it's always good to hedge your bet. My wife's sister, you just sit there going, hey, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Then they can make fun of you and all your fucking, piles of wood. Hopefully that's what happened. My wife's sister told our nephews that I'm crazy, and one of them even called me that to my face. They don't know anything about what's going on in the world or what's coming for our country. Should I let them stay warm in the house with all the wood I've gathered? At the end of the day, yeah, but I'd make them knock a couple extra times. They have to say that you're not crazy before you come in. And it's not, all right, you're not crazy. No. It's got to be longer than that. It's got to be longer than that. I missed a family birthday because I had... Wait, I missed something. Should I let them stay in after when the Lord gave... I should also say that I've driven hours every week picking up affordable firewood. I missed a family birthday because I had to do it during my time off and couldn't go any other time. So am I crazy? And should I welcome them over if they don't have heat for weeks in the freezing temperatures? I don't think you're crazy. Like, everything is fucking crazy until shit goes down. So, yeah, I don't think you're nuts. I think, I actually think you're smart. And at the end of the day, you don't have to, if nothing happens, then you don't have to shop for fucking wood for years. And, I don't know, just try to look at the positive side that they think you're nuts. That just means they've lived a very great life that they can't even fathom something like that happening. Yeah, I don't know. All of that shit is just like heavy stuff. I feel if your gut's telling you should do that, and if you're informed, you feel you're informed, and you feel like this is the thing to do, then I would do it. And there's no harm in being wrong. All right? That way. If you're wrong the other way, then I don't know what. You fucking freeze to death like Jack Nicholson, the end of Weekend at Bernie's there. What the fuck was it called? The Snowy Hotel. Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? What was it? The Shining. All right, Ocean Plastic, a.k.a. Snowy Hotel. That was what it's first called. Ocean Plastic, everybody. Hey, Billy, Redfish. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I like that. Hey, Billy, Redfish. No need to fuck about. The plastic in the ocean is 75% or more from industrial fishing. What is that? I don't even know what that means. Good news, you using plastic drinking straws isn't endangering the fishies, nor is it the sole cause for all the horrors in the world. Bad news. I love how this person just speaking with this level of authority with nothing to back up anything. These are just sentences. Bad news. It's still there, and we have absolutely no way of stopping more from being added. More good news. Boyan Slat, a kid from Holland, started a company to clean up the oceans. He's used automated robots which go to the garbage patch of heavily polluted rivers and collect up plastics. He then has it taken back to land to recycling processing plants. We need more guys like that. More bad news. More garbage is added faster than Slat's robots can remove at the moment. Even more good news. He's expanding his fleet and can remove 50,000 tons a trip, which takes a couple of weeks. Ending on good news. All right. The plastic in the ocean is 75% or more from industrial fishing. I don't think that's true. That swirl of trash in the middle of the fucking Pacific that's like 2 miles deep, 2.5 times, a mile deep, 2.5 times the size of fucking Texas. Last I had the nerve to look at it. I didn't see a lot of fishing poles in there. I don't know what it is. All I know is it's there. And it gets into the fish, and then you eat it. So I'm a reverse pescatarian. I don't fuck with fish anymore, unless it's man-made salmon. All right? All right. Is that the end of the podcast? I believe it is. It's 2:50. This is really enjoyable. I had a good time. And I'm now going to call my buddy and try to figure some shit out here.
I'm going to call my bus driver, and I'm going to call fucking my buddy here. I'm going to see if I can get a couple of trucks. Why not? Why? Let's do something. Let's do something positive. Instead of blaming liberals and these fucking conservatives. I think that's the answer, people. Maybe if we all gave a fuck a little bit, huh? Oh, I wish I could play the piano right now. You know, just sing a song. Make you all feel, guilty. As I somehow put myself above you, even though I haven't done shit for anybody. All right, that's it. Go fuck yourselves. Incomplete pass. Go fuck yourselves, and I will talk to you. I'll check in on you on Thursday.